Hello my bookish besties and welcome back. Today we have a super fun episode of Cosmere Catchup. Today, not only do I have 3 Cosmere reads to discuss, it is also one of my days of Bookmas. I don't know why I'm singing everything in this intro, but it just feels right. So, anyhow, today, like I said, we have 3 Cosmere reads to discuss. Like normal, I'm going to discuss both my spoiler-free and my spoiler thoughts on the following books. So, we've got, I'll do them in order of how I read them. First, we have to discuss Oathbringer. This is book 3 in the Stormlight Archive. I only tabbed like a fourth of it because I read it on my Kindle and I haven't gone through to update the physical tabs yet because I'll be honest, I am a little intimidated. My Kindle says I have 500, so gotta do that. And then we have The Alloy of Law. This is the first book in the Mistborn Era 2. And then we also have Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. This was one of the Kickstarter books, like the secret projects. First, my spoiler-free rating of Oathbringer was 4 stars. I really liked it, but I will say so far it is my least favorite of the Stormlight Archive books that I've read. I just thought that it was really slow. Like, I enjoyed it, but like there were definitely moments where I was bored, and it took me like probably 7 weeks to read it, which is the longest it's taken me to read not only a book like ever, but also one of Brandon's books so far. So I feel like for me, that just means that it wasn't as strong as the rest. Obviously, this is the 3rd book in a series, so I'll try to go through it without spoiling the rest of the books as best as possible. But basically, this book follows Dalinar. We really dive into him as a character and follow not only him in the present, but we follow his past quite a bit, and we discuss what kind of made him into who he is. That being said, like I said, just so much of this book was very slow to me, and then the ending, even the end, I didn't care that much. And I finished this probably about 3 weeks ago now, 2 or 3 weeks, and like I can't even remember a single thing that happened in it, which kind of to me indicates that I didn't like it as much as I wish I would have. Like, it wasn't bad by any means. It's just, I think after the high of Words of Radiance, this book was just quite a letdown. I really quite liked this book, but like I said, I don't remember a ton about it. That being said, I did quite enjoy Shallan's storyline, but at the same time, I really struggled with it. She's my favorite character so far in the series, and some of the stuff that she was going through in this book, like, it was just hard to read, but I still liked it. Yeah, I can't remember like a single thing that happens. That is not good. Oh, I did quite like the ending. Yeah, besties, I'm gonna be so honest. I can't remember a thing about this book. I think for my spoiler section, I'm gonna have to reread a little recap because I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything. I feel like that's literally all I have for this spoiler-free section because one, can't remember anything that happened, but 2, like I said, this is the 3rd book, so it's kind of hard to talk about without spoiling the rest of the books. I don't know. I didn't vibe with this book, and it is so long. I think that if I had like split it up, which I technically did, I mean, I took a massive break, maybe I would have liked it more, but yeah, I actually don't remember a single thing that happened. Anywho, after that, I picked up The Alloy of Law. Like I said, this is the 1st book in Mistborn Era 2. What do y'all mean when you say, you can skip Mistborn Era 2, it's not that good? I'm sorry. Hold your horses. This was phenomenal. I loved it. And I don't know if it was just I was kind of missing the world of Mistborn, if I just needed a tonal switch up from Stormlight Archive. I don't know what it was, but I loved this book. I absolutely devoured it. My spoiler-free rating is a 5 stars. It was so good. Well, okay, like a 4.5, because like I do have a feeling that, or maybe on Goodreads I gave it a 4. I might have given it a 4 with like a 4.5 in mind, but anywho, the moral of the story, this was so good. I really enjoyed my time with it, and I appreciated that it was short, especially after that mammoth of Oathbringer. That was phenomenal. But yeah, this book follows Wax and Wayne. They are a dual like group. they're a duo. That's what I'm trying to say. They're a duo who solves mysteries in this Mistborn meets steampunk meets Western little world. They are so interesting. And you're telling me that the guns added to the magic of Mistborn? When I tell you that some of the scenes in here were epic, I mean it. There's a certain scene about 35% through this book that I have thought about consistently since I finished it. It is so good. It is so good. It is so good. But anywho, like I was saying, this duo, they solve mysteries, fight crime, do all that. But Wax here, he's like, nah, I'm out of that gig. Something happens to him to where he decides he is no longer going to be in the law enforcement world. But then, naturally, something else happens that pulls him back in. They're like, hey, we need you, sir. Come back. So he comes back. And this book is basically about Wax and Wayne and some of their friends solving a mystery. And it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah. Those of you that are saying not to read Mistborn Era 2, you're wrong. And then last but not least, I read Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I rated this a 3 stars, and that, in my opinion, was very generous because what was this? I didn't like it at all. I'm really sorry. Like there were aspects of this story that I quite liked because a 3 is still pretty good. But I really anticipated loving this, and I didn't. And before I get into why, let me give you a little plot synopsis. Basically, Yumi, she is destined to like pray to the spirits. She lives the same day every day, but it's kind of like a ritual. She's like a priest almost. Like she talks to the spirits, she does stuff, she helps the community. Painter, he is destined to use art to fight the forces of evil. And that's about all I can tell you without spoiling anything. But basically, in short, they come together to do something. They have a problem that they can only solve with each other's help. Without getting into spoilers, to recap, I just didn't like this. I didn't really vibe with our characters. I thought Yumi was insufferable. Sorry, just to be honest. And their romance felt a little weird to me. This is categorized technically, I think, as a romantasy. And I didn't care for the romance, like I said. And then the plot itself was just kind of boring. I was just bored. The best part of this book was Hoyd being in it. And, yeah, there was something else and I already forgot what the other part I liked was. The side characters were pretty good. I think my main issue was we followed Yumi's POV quite a lot. And like I said, I found her quite insufferable, but I did like Painter. And I liked his story and his, like, side characters way more than Yumi's. But, anywho, spoiler-free rating, 3 stars. Okay, so now is the portion of the video where I am going to go ahead and discuss Cosmere connections that I found and spoilers for these 3 books. So if you've not caught up in the Cosmere or have not read these 3 books, go ahead and exit this video. I will miss you very much. Be sure to come back once you read them and let me know down in the comments your thoughts. Are you going to ever read these books? Definitely think you should. But without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss the spoilers. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even sure I can give spoilers for Oathbringer because I just have no thoughts. I can't remember a single thing that happened in this book. The ending was crazy. I do remember that. They like fought. Who'd they even fight? There's a big battle. Oh, you know what? A scene that was really, really cool that I actually do remember. In the final battle, they're all like doing their own thing. And Shallan basically like raises this army of light people, like the light weaving. That scene was epic. And that's about it. That's all I got for Oathbringer. I probably should have reread my initial thoughts or my review or something. But in trying to be as authentic as possible with these reviews, I feel like I'm being authentic when I say I can't remember a majority of this book. I do remember certain scenes, like I kind of remember Adolin admitting to everybody that it was him who killed Sadeas. I didn't think he ever would do that, so that was very interesting to me. And the scenes where Dalinar is talking to Ruin, is that his name? The like main bad guy, I thought that was very interesting. And Seth joining their side to follow Dalinar, that was very interesting. Dalinar's like whole journey in this book was kind of interesting to me, but I felt like it dragged on. Like, there's that scene everyone always talks about where he's like, you can't have my pain, and he like remembers his wife and everything he did, which that was dark. I was not expecting any of that, but like I just didn't care. And I do think part of that was the fact that it took me so long to read this book. I think by the time I got to some of those more emotional gut-punching moments, I was already kind of checked out. I was ready to be done. But like I said, this book wasn't bad. It's just, it was just too long. It was just way too long. Or maybe I read it at the wrong time. I do think that there are definitely moments that were good, like I said. I can't remember any of them. It'd probably help if I had gone ahead and tabbed my book, but I didn't. Hi Zozo. So yeah. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything. Jasna coming back was cool. I'm really happy she came back. Her dynamic I feel like has changed though. Like she's kind of cranky. Oh, the fight between Kaladin, or was it Kaladin? The fight with Amaran, that was really interesting. I didn't anticipate him joining forces with the bad guy. That was odd to me. Oh, you know what? I didn't remember. I forgot about this. Okay, well, Moash, that scene, that was crazy. I do think that I understand, though. Like, I'm not saying what he did was correct, but I do kind of understand his actions so far, at least. Like, I don't know. I don't know. We can discuss that later. The scene I was gonna talk about was when, I think it's Finley? It was Finley. When she says the oaths, that was crazy. Also, to go back to Moash, the king man, I already forgot his name, like about to say his oaths before Moash just like him, that was crazy. I didn't see that coming. And also it was kind of sad. Oh, I did remember another scene. The scene with, I think it's Renarin and Jasna, where she like freaking walks in on him and that one sprint is out of his back or whatever. I was like, what? That was crazy. I do remember that one. That one was mind-boggling actually to me because I didn't know it was gonna happen. Yes, I'm sorry guys. I know this is like probably the most boring Cosmere catch-up I've done thus far, but I just didn't really care for Oathbringer, like I said. If you want to see my full review, my Goodreads is always linked down in the description of the videos. You can go read my review because clearly I can't do this review justice. That being said, I did just remember another scene. Rock and the rest of Bridge Forward during the battle. Yeah, that was crazy. I just can't remember a thing about Oathbringer, but like I said, that I think is part of the authenticity of my feelings towards Oathbringer. I just didn't think it was very memorable. It was a little bit too long for me. I will be continuing the Stormlight Archive, obviously. I love it. I love Brandon Sanderson's works. It's just this one in particular didn't hit home the way some of the other ones have so far. Guys, I'm sitting here editing this video. I remembered another scene that I really, really liked in Oathbringer. I loved Vivenna's cameo. I thought that whole section was super interesting. I literally was like, oh my god, this is Vivenna. And I was shook. That was one of the best scenes in my opinion. I am really curious what happens with her in Rhythm of War because she definitely like left Adolin and Shallan and all them, implying that she had a mission she needed to go do. Like, girl, what are you doing? Why are you there? I need answers. I love her. I love Vasher. I love Nightblood. I am so happy that all these Warbreaker characters are in Oathbringer. It is so fun, but anywho, just thought I'd pop in and let y'all know that I did remember something else. Okay, next, the Alloy of Law, though. This book was so good. It was so good. I'm so excited to read more of Era 2. By the time I post this video, I may or may not have finished the next Era 2 book because it's sitting right over there staring at me, and I'm gonna go read it like ASAP because I am so excited. Like, the second I finished this while I was out of town for Thanksgiving. If I had had the second book right then and there, I would have already started it. Like, I would have just picked it up right then and there. You know, abandoned all other reading plans and just devoured this because this book was so good. I don't necessarily think I caught many Cosmere connections in this other than obviously the connection of Mistborn. There were so many mentions of the characters from Era 1. That was super cool. Like, the town they live in is literally named like Allender or something like that, or Elend. What's it called? I'm butchering this. It's Elend something, which is obviously a nod to Elend. Elendel. They mentioned Vin. She is the savior. No, that's Kelsier. They do mention other people. And Kelsier's brother is literally still in this book, Marsh. Like, that's crazy. He's like 400 plus years old. That was crazy, that reveal. But yeah, it was just really good. Oh, they literally talked to Sazed at one point. Sazed like literally saves Wax. Also, while we're talking about spoilers now, this scene where Wax like shoots his gun on the ground and then pushes on it and just like flies, woo, that was cool. That was cool as heck. And y'all are telling me not to read this? I'm sorry. This book was so good. I ate it up. Like I said, I think I was just missing the world of Mistborn. Why did I just forget that name so hard? I was missing Mistborn quite a lot. But also, I just think that the banter in this and the characters were so good. I really, really liked them. I liked them a lot. I like where our story is going quite a lot. I'm really curious how this relates to the rest of the Cosmere. I've heard that the fourth book, specifically in this series, relates very heavily. So I'm very excited to continue reading this series. There were so many cool scenes, so many cool like revelations. My jaw was on the ground so many times. I did not expect the plot twist of Wax's uncle still being alive and like the butler being in on it. Didn't see any of that coming. Like, genuinely was shook to my core. Yeah, long story short, this book was so good. It was only 300 pages though, so I feel like there's not a ton to discuss here, but yeah, amazing book. Super excited to read the next one. Super excited to discuss more of Era 2 with you guys. I really liked it. Now back to Yumi the Nightmare Painter. I just didn't like it. Like I said, mostly in my spoiler section, I found Yumi insufferable. The plot for Painter was way more interesting, and then even the ending was rushed. Like, by the time we found out what was happening and we realized that like the big bad monster that he is fighting is the like caretaker of Yumi, I was kind of like, okay, cool, but then we just kind of like moved on. Yeah, I don't know. The best part of this book, like I mentioned, was Hoyd, the other Cosmere mentions. Obviously, I don't think there was anything Cosmere world relating. There was just a lot of like Easter eggs, I guess you could say. That being said, if I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But I mostly feel like it was just references because Hoyd and Design, they both mention like, oh, that's like a chol pulling or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, this is like the people in Elantris use, or, you know, there was just like little nods like that, but I don't necessarily think that anything lore heavy was dropped. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy I read it. I don't think I ever would reread it though, which is really disappointing because part of me really, really wanted to read this before Dragonsteel specifically so that I could potentially buy some cool merch and art pieces to go along with reading this book, but I just didn't love it. Like, if I see something really, really cool, maybe I'll get it, but I just was a little underwhelmed, and that's really upsetting because I feel like everyone and their mom loves this book, but it just didn't do it for me. Like I said, I do think a major part of that was Yumi herself, but the first like 60% of this book was just like world building, slow day in the life story, and I just didn't care for it. Also, Yumi is so bossy. She was in his world, right? And she was like, well, I'm not gonna do what you say. And then we would go back to her world and she'd be like, you better do what I say because this is my world. Girl, The freaking double standards. Ugh! I hated her. I hate her. I hate her. But anywho, I don't want to like diss on this book too much because like I said, there were moments I liked. Overall, it wasn't bad. It's just, I think I way overhyped this in my mind and I'm just a little upset. Just a little disappointed. Also, the Kindle version, I read it on my Kindle. He has like weird texture on his face. It like looks like he has a cut on his mustache or like, I don't know. Anyway, the Kindle version had pictures. Where are the pictures? Why no pictures, huh? That kind of sucks. Because the audiobook also described all the pictures. Like, why doesn't my copy have pictures? Also, I just want to pop in really, really quickly to say that I did really like the overall messaging of Yumi. I just didn't like the plot execution of Yumi. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. Basically, I thought the vibes were really strong. Just the execution and the characters were not. So, art is good. That art, not as much. But anywho, yeah, and some of the miscommunication in this book was also silly. Like, the reason that Painter wasn't friends with his friend group anymore to me was just kind of like, y'all stopped being friends with him for multiple years because of that. Like, I get it. I get it from both sides, but also, like, why didn't any of you ever ask? Or, like, check on him? Or, like, do anything, you know? Yeah, I don't know. By the time I post this video, I will be, like, this is going up on Wednesday of December 3rd, I think. Yeah, this should be up Wednesday, December 3rd. That is the day I leave for Dragonsteel. Are you kidding me? The whole point of this series has been leading up to this moment. That being said, I didn't finish the Cosmere. I did only read about 75%, but that is still so good. I'm so proud of myself. And by the time I post this, I hopefully will have Dawnshard and the Shadows of Self read as well, which is part of that 75%. I rounded up a little bit, but I believe going into Dragonsteel Nexus, all that I have left is Rhythm of War, Wind and Truth, the Frugal Wizard's Handbook, which technically isn't Cosmere, but it was one of the books I wanted to read before I left, but and then the last 2 of Mistborn Era 2, and then the Psionic, the spaceship themed ones. I also have those. Again, those aren't Cosmere related, but I do believe they're super heavy at the con usually. So, and then I have a couple novellas here and there. That being said, I might try to read another 1 or 2 of those on the plane because The Arcanum Unbounded is one of the books I'm taking with me to get signed. So maybe by the time y'all are seeing this, I'll have like 85% done and I'll just have freaking crushed it. Honestly, I'm really, really proud of myself and I have loved documenting this journey with you guys. I'm so excited for Dragonsteel Nexus. If you are by chance watching this and you are going to be in Dragonsteel Nexus, be sure to leave me a comment down below letting me know. I have little fun goodies to hand out. I am so excited. If you are also still watching this and you are here just for the fun Vlogmas content, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Be sure to watch the other videos I've already posted and the videos that are still to come. And I hope you guys look forward to my Dragonsteel Nexus vlogs. I'm so excited about those. They should be really, really fun. They will probably be out in a couple of days, but anywho, without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I, once again, am so thankful that you're here. I've had such a fun time reading the Cosmere this year with you guys, and I hope to catch you in the next one.